Once again, we got into the car and traveled west, about 10 minutes to the area where my father's village is. And we went through the same ritual of asking people, do you know this person? Do you know this house? In order to find where exactly the house is located. We found the village gate, but something wasn't quite right. This was not quite where we needed to be. We soon realized that my father's village was actually two villages, one called the Old Lum Village where we were, and the other one called the New Lum Village. That's where we needed to go. Many years ago, I asked my father if he could remember the area that he lived, and he drew me this little map. I was actually quite surprised when I matched his map up with the satellite photo. His drawing also showed his particular village with a north gate, south gate, and a pond running parallel to rows of houses. Once we got close enough to the right part of the village that we needed to be in, it was just a matter of time before we ran into somebody who recognized the name of my grandfather. And they pointed us to the right alleyway, and we found the house. We found Dad's old house, and it was pretty much like the other house. There was an old lady living there who was being visited by her daughter and granddaughter at the time that we showed up. She was really nice, let us come in, showed us all around, and kept referring to the house as our house. She kept saying, "This is your house, look around, come, worship your ancestors right over here." It turned out she was actually the cousin of the wife of my father's older brother. So there was some kind of a connection there. Chinese people, when you go into their house, they always want to know who's who and how everybody's related. And so there was a lot of pointing, and when that's all understood, everybody's happy.
I'll be careful. Okay. Okay. Okay.
After we go upstairs, we enter into a small room that has a balcony to the lower floors, and then we go through the outer door onto the roof, where we immediately see a large grating that goes right down to the first floor. And I remembered a story that my father told me many years ago, that he had a sister who had epilepsy, and she was up on the roof, this very roof, had a seizure, and she fell onto the grating. From that point, she just grew progressively sick, and she eventually died. So that was kind of a sad thing to remember. As we left Dad's house and village, I couldn't help but think how life would have been so different if my parents had never come to the U.S.